Hello. Welcome everyone who has joined Developer Habits stream about building Developer Habits blog. For those who don't know, my name is Getmar. I'm the creator of Developer Habits and also, the one to create this blog. I'm a full stack developer who also has a background in graphic design, and during this sessions or like a series of sessions, we are going to build Developer Habits blog. And the first week, last week, we did some design using SketchApp. This week we are building the front end, and the third week we are going to build the backend system. And if you haven't followed, then the technologies we are using are ReactJS, Gatsby.js, GraphQL, NodeJS, and StrapiCMS. And I should probably add all those technologies also to the description of those sessions. Anyways, I'm going to show what we left off with yesterday, and then we are going to continue what needs to be done. So let me just show you my screen. So transition. So if you followed the stream yesterday, then what you see on the screen isn't what we finished up with yesterday, because yesterday we were missing the author part, we were missing the intro text, and we were missing the category tags. But today they are there because I did some extra work and got it to work. According to the schedule, we should be building the newsletter subscription box, I believe. But as we had some problems yesterday, then we are just a bit behind the schedule, which is okay. Just to give you some intro or information what I did yesterday off the stream. So it turned out that having this background for the title for multi-line text is quite hard to do, especially for dynamic text. And I did some research and didn't find a way to do this background for the title CSS only. My initial idea was to add pseudo elements with CSS, but if you have a dynamic text that can be a multi-line, then it doesn't work. So what I came up with, not sure if it's the best solution, I'm really open to better suggestions, but basically I created a React component that does some logic related to that. So let me show you. We have the h1 title here inside featured article card React component, and here we have h1 title, which is a styled component. And this h1 title has another component called text with background inside of it. And here we can see that we have the title, journalist versus specialists, video coming soon, and you can see the break element here. And this is basically what it is. I am adding a manual line break here. And then inside text with background component, let's go inside of it. What I'm doing is really, really simply, I am checking if there are any children passed to the component. If there are, I am making sure if it's an array. If it's not an array, I will make it an array. So basically taking the only element of the children and putting it into an array. And then we loop through all the text parts, make sure that they are type of string, and if they are, finally we are going to return an array of React components where we have inline background and the text. So basically we take the children, break them apart into separate strings, and add inline background to them. And the CSS code for that part can be seen from here. So basically I am just adding the pseudo element to the background. What it means is that in the CMS I must make sure that I also add the line break or some kind of separator showing that the title needs to have line breaks. But yeah, this is what I came up with. Let's see, I had some other to-dos. Adrian suggested during the stream that he would maybe let me show you also. So this overflow part here over the cards, I solved it by just having the image with some specific width, and then we have the featured article card, which has width of with 100% plus 80 pixels, and then we have the image here. But the image cannot be small. Let me check before I go on. I'm a bit bamboozled. So let me quickly check one thing. So featured article cards, featured article wrapper, featured article. So yeah, we have featured article wrapper, which is display flex. Then we have featured article image inside of it, which will take 55% of the parent. And then we should have featured article card, which has the styles of width 100% plus 80 pixels. But I'm a bit bamboozled at the moment. Why? What did, like, it says 100% plus 80 pixels, but 100% of what? So it's the space. It's the space left from the image, it seems, because it's a flex box. If I made it grid, it wouldn't work. If I made it block, it wouldn't work. Okay, yes. It works because it's flex. See, I can't remember what I did yesterday. If I gave it like flex shrink 0, then it would be 100%. Yes. Because actually what I did yesterday was that I had another wrapper for feature article cards, but I removed a separate wrapper because it was not needed. Anyways, what else? I also moved components around a bit, just to have, for example, I have a text folder now, which is going to hold all the components that are related to typography or text. And also for typography, I'm gonna have like reused typography styles in this typography.js file. And also, good news, I also created a GitHub project. So if you believe that you would also like to contribute to this project, then you can also make pull requests. And well, if you have any questions, you can also check from that project. So it's github.com getmars developerhabits fe. But now let's go on. Oh, and before one little more detail, the there's the featured article card. Where is it? Card content, index.js. So yeah, I still have to do to check how to return the image using image component. So we had a problem that we are making use of Gatsby images component, and if I did it like that for featured image, then the image wouldn't be shown because yeah, I'm not sure of the reason, and I tried to research it, but I just couldn't find a feasible solution to it. So I'm gonna look into it during the weekends because it needs more research. But yeah, as you can see, I am returning the image component, but it doesn't work. It's probably related to how Gatsby works. So, but at the moment, we don't need it because I only need the image source, which I can get from here. So yeah, I will update on that, how Gatsby image works next week. So now we can move to coding. As said, what we are going to do today is that latest articles block. And this will be our goal for today to get it ready. So what we need is, well, a section title and basically 3 cards, or actually 1 card that is duplicated in different variations. So let's get started. The first thing I am going to do is do some improvements to the section. So that section should be able to get the param called title. So yesterday we created a section.js, and for section we also have a section wrapper and section content, and how it looks. Wait, it's not showing properly. Featured article. So here, let me save the file. Yep, now it's properly working. So what does this section wrapper do? Section wrapper has padding top and padding bottom, and section content is just an element that has maximum width of 1400 pixels, and it's also centered. But now I would also like to add a title for section. So because here we need to have title. So first thing, let's add the title. So I'm gonna create a new style component here. Let's give it a name, section title, and it can be an H2 because, well, each section, the section's title should be a title, right? Both visually and semantically, and it has a font size of 26 pixels. Let me copy some styles. So 1 rem. Yeah, we are making use of rems because we want the font size to be depending on the HTML tags font size. So font size 1 rem, but we need to change it so that basically so 1 rem in our case is 16 pixels. So what I'm gonna do is do 100%, no, 16 divided by 26 divided by 16. So now we get the rem, we need to use 625. This font family is Roboto, font weight is, let's put it to 300. And I'm gonna make it display inline block. No, actually it has to be block because we want to center it. So then we're gonna have margin. At the moment, let's put it 20 pixels from top and bottom, and auto because we want it to be centered. And so the Noman Ahmed asked, what's my opinion about using Tailwind CSS for styling? To be completely honest, I haven't made use of Tailwind yet, because it's in my to-do list, but I haven't used it in any projects. I just read some articles, and I see that, for example, another YouTuber called Florin Pop makes use of it, which is really cool. But as I understand, you can use utility classes to style your HTML elements, and I guess it's a really nice way to prototype everything. And if you want to move fast and you know Tailwind, then it can be really useful. But if you, for example, if you have your own branding and everything, then probably it may not make sense. That said, I haven't used Tailwind yet for myself, so I cannot give you an honest opinion. But what I've seen, it's really good for prototyping and creating layouts really quickly. So let's add a sample. By the way, if you have your own opinion about Tailwind, then make sure to let us know. I remember when I started programming, I was like, I need to play around with every technology right away. But and I've done it a lot. I've had tons of different freelancing and pet projects where I tried to make use of latest technologies. But at some point, you understand that they are quite similar. I mean, you learn some technologies, and then you notice that they can be really similar to each other, and new ones usually add up the best parts of the previous technologies. So Tailwind, I compare it a bit to maybe Bootstrap classes, for example, where they also have ready-made classes, but it must have something even better, otherwise it wouldn't be that popular. And I will definitely make use of it, and also let you know when I do. So back to programming. It's really hard to talk and develop at the same time, so that's why I'm not doing anything at the moment. Anyways, section title. So what we need, as we can see, my title here isn't centered at all at the moment because it has, I assume, it needs a. Can we do it in line block? It takes 100%. No, what am I doing? I can just use text align center. Boom, done. And the content is centered. So let's see what the actual margin needs to be. And actually I'm gonna use that part as an example. So it needs to have 30 pixels from bottom, 30 pixels from the bottom, and from the top 60. So it's 60 from top, auto from right, and 30 pixels from bottom. Let's see. Yeah, Norman, as I agree with you, because yeah, as I said before, Tailwind seems cool for prototyping, but I am yet to try it out myself. And with bigger projects, it's like when you already have your own styling guidelines, for example, ready, then you probably may want to implement your own like component library or own styles. And for example, as I mentioned, I don't remember, Monday or yesterday, that I chose, for example, styled components because it forces me to think in terms of components. Okay, getting carried away again. 60 seems a bit big at the moment, so I'm gonna actually let's do it so that if there is a title, then we show it, and also all the margin that title will add. So if title, then we will show this component. And here we can insert title. Title, yeah. And actually I'm gonna make it one-liner because it's shorter to read. Yep, that would be it. And it's not displayed at the moment because we don't have a section with a title, but we are going to add one. Cool. And we are going to do it here. So let's add a section with a title. Again, let's make it a one-liner. Latest articles. And here I'm gonna add hello world in Estonian. So I can teach you some Estonian, guys. This spacing here seems really enormous at the moment. So I may, as I am the designer here, I have the liberty to change the design as I want to. But in the end it just has to make some sense. But let's see, from the design specs, it's quite big here also. Okay, let's keep it 60 pixels. We can also always come back to that part. It's too big. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep it 30. As said, we can always come back to that part. So now we have the section title, and now we can start making the cards. So latest article. I'm gonna build the card component. Actually, I'm gonna start a new component right away. I was thinking if I should do it in index.js, but no. So let's call this component article card.js. I'm gonna remove whatever I have here at the moment. Article cards, that's the name. I'm gonna make a div hello in Estonian because I'm from Estonia. And now I'm gonna import the newly created article cards. Article cards. So I hope the import works and we can start building the article cards. Yep, it works. So actually I created article card component, but it also needs some kind of wrapper. So I'm gonna create the wrapper here. Const cards wrapper, and I'm gonna, or articles wrapper makes more sense. Articles wrapper. I may move around things a bit later once I have it ready. So articles wrapper will have width 100%, 100%, height will be auto, display will be grids, and we're gonna use grid template columns, and I'm gonna make it one fragment, one fragment, and one fragment, because we have 3 cards, and the spacing between those cards will be 60 pixels, I think. No, 40 pixels. And I know that because we have a constant. Where are the constants? Constants, no constants. Let's import constants. Import from constants. And what do we want? Constants. We have column cap. Yep. Column cap. So this will be the spacing between our cards. So display grid, and grid column cap will be the imported value. Yay! Now we have articles wrapper, which I'm gonna put here. And inside I'm gonna have 3 article cards. 1, 2, 3. Yay! And see, they are really nicely aligned. Although I don't see the gap, and I know because I wrote incorrect CSS. Now we have the gap. Yes. So let's create the article cards. So this is what the card looks like. I'm gonna remove the extras for a second. So as you can see, it has an image on top, it has the category brought out, it has a title, intro text, and the date and author, and also this background element here. So what we can do is, firstly I'm gonna steal some information from featured article cards. So I'm gonna take that icon component. Oh wait, we really need to think what to do with images, because at the moment I'm using this use static query to get the image, but actually maybe I can just do some magic and import image or something. I don't want to copy paste this part all around, but let's worry about it once we get to it. So I'm talking about the header for the article. So let's create the card styles. Firstly, card wrapper. It will be styled div. Let's see what it needs. It has the top part and it has the bottom part. So actually, let's just make it a display block with 100%. So it inherits the width of its parent. And it also needs that background part here, which I'm gonna do with a pseudo element. I'm gonna add position relative because the background will need position absolute, and in order to position absolute to work, the parent must have position relative. So I'm gonna create the pseudo element with content will be empty, width will be 100%, height will be 100%, background color will be color light gray. So let's add it here, background color gray. top will be, let's give it 5 pixels at the moment, and left 5 pixels. And that's it, it seems. Let's see if it actually works. Please work. Nope, something doesn't work. Oh yeah, position absolute. Position absolute. Now it works. So now we can create card content, which will get, which is also a div, and it's a really simple one. It's just width 100%, height 100%. It doesn't even need that actually. I'm just gonna make it display block and give it a background color of white, because it needs to overflow the gray background. Background color white. Why is it not over it? Let's also give it a set index. No, position relative maybe is missing. Yes, so now it works. And I already see that this area needs to be a bit bigger. So it's 10 pixels. Let's make 10 pixels. So top 10 pixels, left 10 pixels. Yay, we have the overflowing effect, but we also need border for card content. And the border color will be color light gray. Solid 1 pixel, color light gray. Yay, beautiful. So now that we have this card content ready, we can move to the image area, or yeah, image. So what we can have is card image, and that will be, let me think, I'm gonna make it a div, and the image will be set as a CSS background, because I want the images to be with the same size basically, so I have more control over the size of the hero image here, and I can control it using CSS. Also the background position, and how the image should place itself. So what I'm trying to do now is get the height of the image, and it's 227 pixels. Let's make it 230 pixels, because, well, I'm the designer here, so I have the liberty to do whatever I want to. Regarding all the pixels and maybe I should make use of REMs as height, but I will do some of those decisions off the stream, because I need to see what makes sense and what not. Anyways, card image, for the sake of testing, let's add a background color of black. I'm gonna give it display block. Background image will be a URL, and then it can have a prop. So, and props, props dot image or source. Background position will be center, and background size will be cover. Now let's add card image here. Yay, we have the image. or well, black background. I'm also gonna add a source to it, and let's Google a cat image. No, I like dogs more. Dog. Oh, that's a nice doggy. I'm gonna pick that dog as an example. Copy image address. Please doggy, please work. Yes, we have 3 dog images. How cool is that? So now that we have the hero, we can get to the content. So actually card content does not make a good title in that sense, because now we are going to actually have card content. Then again, the image is also content. Card. How would you call that area? Okay, I'm gonna make it card. I'm gonna rename card content to card inner wrapper, and then we're gonna have a new component called card content. Whew. Naming things, it's hard. So what we need now is firstly that category element here, and for that I'm gonna we're gonna need to create a new component for that also. So it's gonna be a span. Card, let's call it category or tag with background. Or actually, I'm just gonna call it category tag. It's just a tag. It doesn't necessarily have to be a category, so it's gonna be called tag. And for the sake of example, let's add a tag here. Growth mindset. And now let's style it. So that one will get width of auto. Height will be auto. Font size, that's an interesting question. What's the font size? 14. So it's gonna be 14 divided by 16, 0.875. 0.875 RVMs. Let's see, what else do we need? We need background color, and this will be, I think I haven't added that color yet. Oh, it's black. Do I want it to be black? Oh no, it's like bluish, very dark blue. So I'm gonna add it as a new color dark blue. So color dark blue. So background color will be color dark blue, and I need to, why is it not imported? Color dark blue. I thought my auto import works. Seems like that's not the case. So what else do we need? We need to add some padding. I'm guessing now that we can have like 5 pixels from the sides, and actually let's make it 5 pixels from the sides and from like vertically. And also the pseudo element to generate this small background here, but I forgot to add the color. So now let's add the background. Again, we're gonna make use of position. I think it's the same case that we need a tag, like tag wrapper. also okay, I'm gonna grade this pseudo element, but I think we need 2 elements to achieve what we want to do. So this will be position relative, but this pseudo element will be content empty, position absolute, width 100%, height 100%, background color will be, let's find a color, color cyan dark, color cyan. Is that even how it's pronounced? Cyan? I'm not sure. So, oh, we also need card content, right? So let's get card content equals style.div. Basically, at the moment, the only thing this card content does is add a padding of 30 pixels. Padding 30 pixels. So, how does it look? Not that good, I would say. And also that pseudo element needs top 10 pixels and left 10 pixels. But as you can see, it's overflowing, or it's on how do you say, it's overflowing the content. So what we should do is, actually I'm thinking if we can do it with just using 2 pseudo elements. So both of those have similar styles, but one of them has a different background. And set index 1 and set index 0. That didn't work as I thought, but we are almost there, I hope. Top and left values. So, but the content itself is still not shown. But what if we switch the styles so that before content comes, well, before. It seems like it doesn't solve the issue. Because that part isn't shown. And even if I added color, yeah, the content still isn't shown. Okay, I tried to be smart, but it doesn't work. So we still need a separate element, like const tag content. It will be so tag itself will be a div, and the contents inside will be a span element. And it will basically get the styles of its parent. The parent even, I think, doesn't need many styles, so I'm gonna remove them. Let's see if it works now. Please work. Yo, this is me in internet indenting things. Again, I missed something. So tag content must have set index. It must actually, I think position relative will do the job. Yes. And tag will have width of auto and display inline block. Okay, that's better. So do we have something? I guess the padding should be a bit smaller, and yeah, the top and left value should be smaller. Let's make it 5. That's too small. I'm gonna make it like 7. Okay, that looks nice. Yeah. Now we can like reuse this tag if we will just move it a bit. So I'm gonna add it under text. Yeah, I'm gonna move it under text, and I'm gonna name it as tag. So I'm gonna import React. I'm gonna import style components. I'm gonna create the components that we need. Oh yeah, we also need to import constants, color cyan and color dark blue from constants. And now I am going to return the actual tag itself. So I'm gonna export default equals. Oh my god, I can't write JavaScript anymore. Export default, and it takes in tag. Actually, how should we do it? Let's make it take in children, so you can write whatever you want inside of the tags. And now we should be able to do magic like this. The linter is screaming. Expected an assignment or function call and instead solve an expression. Oh, export default. How did I do it in other parts? Okay, yeah, I first declare the component and then just exported it. So let's, for the sake of consistency, let's do it here also. So const tag equals, and now what we did before, and the export default tag, and as you can see, we need to rename something. Tag wrapper and tag content. So, and also, as I am returning the component right away, I didn't need the curly brackets. So now we should have a tag component, and we should be able to use it just like that. Tag, tag. Cool. Let's import it also so we can actually use it. I'm gonna import constants before, and now import tag from text tag. We are not using 2 of those constants, so we can remove them. And yes, the project still works. The dog is also there. Yes. Now what we could do, let's go on. We need to add the title for the card. So what we can do is create an element called card title, and let's add some content to it. As it doesn't exist, we need to add it. Const card title equals style.span. I'm gonna make it, or actually I'm gonna make it h3 or span. Oh my god, it's still a title, right? So let's make it h4. I haven't thought about the semantics that much in this project, like the hierarchy of titles or headers. But at the moment, having it h3 would make sense because we have h1 here, h2 here, and then we have h3s. So let's make it h3. Font family should be Roboto. What else? Then we need font weight, which should be 600. Then we need color, which will be one of the colors we just removed. Color dark blue. Color dark blue. That's good. Display will be inline block. What else? Am I missing something? Let's see. Oh yeah, font size. I'm gonna make font size, and the font size will be 20 divided by 16, 1.25, 1.35 e rems. And it also needs some margin from the top. How much should it be? 20, 21, 20 pixels. Let's say 20 pixels. Let's get margin top, 20 pixels. How does it look now? That's good. I would make it even bigger, 30 pixels. Yep, I like that more. Because I am the designer and I get to choose. So now we need the intro part. So card intro. Card intro. Oh, and I'm gonna do something for the sake of consistency. I'm gonna remove the one-liners because we are going to have more content in the paragraph here. So let's take some dummy content. I'm gonna put it on separate lines so it's easier to follow. And now const card intro will be styled paragraph. I'm gonna copy the styles of title so it's easier for me. Font weight will be 300. Font size, what's the font size here? 18 pixels. 18 divided by 16 is 1.125 rems. So as the color is the same, I'm gonna move it up a bit. So display block, inline block, margin top 30 pixels. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, that's too big. Also, I'm gonna move margin bottom from h3. And margin top for the content will be smaller. Also, I would say the content is a bit too big at the moment. What if we make it 1? I like 1 more, but in the design it doesn't look. In the design it somehow suits, but if I look at the page, it's not that good. I guess it's because of it has one extra line here. So what we can do is take a substring, maybe, of the content. So, or I didn't even know. Let's try like that. Yeah, now it's better because there is not that much content here. So I'm gonna create a really simple helper to get specific length for the intro. And for that, I'm gonna do some simple refactoring. And I'm gonna create a function. It's gonna be const get card intro, or get card intro. It's gonna take in the text and it will return text.substring. Oh my god, JavaScript basics. String substring JavaScript. Yes, string.substring. And let's return it. Text and text.substring. Now we can play around a bit. So I'm gonna get created here. Okay, I'm gonna add the text into a temporary variable at the moment. The card text. Because the text will come in as a property in like actual use case. So card text, and now here we can do get card intro card text. What does it look like? I'll add more lines so it's easier to test. Okay, and let's also add, okay, this function becomes just a bit more complex. So if text.length is bigger than 200, no, lesser than 200, will return text. If not, we'll return text substring and like 3 dots. So it's like that. And if there's no text, we will just return. Return null, no, return empty string, and that should be good. Yes, but let's make it smaller than 200. Let's make it like 100. How does it look then? We can make it just a bit bigger. Just playing around here to make it visually look good. Okay, and also a nice practice would be to have it as a variable. Const text length equals 125. So that's nice, and we can actually like now reuse in the future this functionality if necessary. So this is the card intro title. It seems we have the card almost ready. We only need the author part. And for that I'm going to create yet another component, card. What should it be? Cards. Card extra data, card extra data. So it's a date and the author. I'm gonna copy and paste the content from here, card extra data, and let's create this component also. and it's going to be a span. So it will have a font size of 1 rem, and let's make it actually that's pretty much what it's supposed to look like, right? Maybe the spacing between maybe the margin top should be a bit bigger, although I even like 20 more. And I'm thinking if the article or the font size should be smaller. Let's make it like that. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like that. Hey Rajesh, welcome. I'm gonna soon finish the stream, but it's really nice to see you again. You're like I feel like you're the visitor that comes here and wants to learn, and well, actually I am mostly learning from you during the streams, so I'm really happy to see you again, man. We have almost finished building the featured article. We just need to do some refactoring now, because well, this content here is static. We don't want it to be static. We want to pass in that information. So what we can do now is create some properties. As I'm gonna have more of them, I'm gonna put them in separate lines. So firstly, I'm gonna add the tag property. Then we're gonna have card title property. Then we're gonna have cards intro, and then we're gonna have cards extra. Actually, we don't even need this card prefix. We can just make it like that. Tag, title, intro, and extra. Seems nice. Let's replace the content. Tag. So tag. Actually, because the tag colors will be different, I'm thinking if we should just pass in the whole tag. Yep, let's do it like that. So you have to pass in the whole tag. Then we need card title. Card title. It's just title actually. And I'm gonna make it a one-liner, back to one-liner, because we also need to check if the title exists. Rajesh gave me an idea of making this project open source so that people could contribute it, because it'd be really nice if people made pull requests and improved this project even further. So I have added GitHub repository link on the description. And Rajesh, if you have any improvements or suggestions, please let me know here or under pull requests. It would be really awesome, like an open source project. And who knows, I had this idea, again initiated by Rajesh, that when the blog is ready, it could actually be made into some kind of bigger project where you could have basically, based on some simple commands, you could generate a Gatsby plus StrapiCMS full blog already with a template. So that would be also really cool. Anyways, I get carried away so easily, so I'm gonna add. I can't write anymore. Help me. What happened? Yes, now I can write. Card title, if we have the title, then show the title. The same should go for the card text. So if we have text, then show card intro. So the text, some consistency. So text is not defined. It's called intro instead. And now card extra. So I'm gonna just paste that. Extra, and I'm gonna replace the component name here, and extra. So let's see, we don't need card text anymore, but we can try out if what I have written actually works. So let's test it out. Now I'm gonna add some extra spaces here. I don't know, for me personally it looks better if there are spaces between. And now we can try adding an actual article card from here, from the index.js. So what are the properties that we can have? Title. Let's paste the content again. Then we can have the intro text. Then we can have the extra data. So extra. I saw Rajesh wrote something, I'm gonna reply any minute. And also the tag, which should be the actual tag. So let's import tag from components. Tag, components text tag. And now we're gonna pass in the tag component. So like that. Component, what's the word for that? Component composition, I guess. React composition example. Yeah, basically composition means that you can pass in components from the parent. So this is what we are doing. We are passing a component into article cards. And let's do it. Let's give it a content growth mindset. Let's see what we have here, and it works. Cool. Let's add more cards. Oh, we should also be able to specify the source, or like image source. And let's get a cat image. There should be. Oh, that's a cutie one. So let's take that cat image. It was the link was too long. That's also too long. Okay, I will open it. I will copy it from here. Copy image. Nice. So what we can do now is go back to article cards, and card image will be image source or nothing. Actually, it should be like similar to what we did to other things. If it doesn't exist, then we won't show it. So like that, and we also need to import it, image source. So Okay, that's ugly. I will see what Rajesh has written. Just a second. I need to do a small refactoring. Okay, like that. Yes. So Rajesh has written, just change title and author from config file because currently it's showing default title for a site that was defined in the starter. Yeah, I haven't done that actually, because so there's Gatsby config file, and so at the moment it's taking the config information from the config file. So let's change that. And site description should be somewhere here. Yeah, you can see site description, all the default text. It's actually something we're also gonna look into during the backend, but I guess we can do it here also. Like title will be developer habits, and description will be a blog for developers who are interested in growth mindset, developer lifestyle, and web dev tutorials. And the author is developer habits. Cool. As you can see, there's some. Can we quick fix it? Oh yes, we can quick fix all code problems. I'm not sure if we can change those because these are the predefined, like this is Gatsby's config, right? And plugin sharp needs its properties. I'm gonna add a to do to myself. Can use camel case? Probably not, but let's see. So, but we almost have our stuff ready. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to defend myself, but the reason why I hop over some things is just because the time during streaming is really limited, and I want to show you like how to build stuff, and it's easier to like just add to-dos, take some extra time later, find the solutions, and show you what I did, because debugging can. You never know how long debugging is going to take. So, but we almost have it ready. We also need like different colors for the tags. So this is the one last thing we are going to do, have tag colors. So for growth mindset, it's this blue. For lifestyle, it's this greenish, and tutorial has yellow. So let's create those colors first. We already have color blue. Then we need, I don't even know how to call this color. Color green. I'm gonna call it green. And then we're gonna have color yellow. Color yellow. So blue, green, yellow. I'm gonna pass in those colors. Color blue. No, it should be the actual value. Color blue. Then we're gonna add color yellow. Color yellow. Then lastly we have, no, this is color green. Yes. And now we have to add this functionality in tag, so it appreciates this prop color, and tag wrapper will get a color property passed into it. I'll change it to background color, not background. How to call it? Okay, let's call it, I don't even know, background. It's not background color because background color is the start part. It's the offset color. That's an ugly name, but yeah, let's make it work. And now we can apply it here. Props.offset color or color cyan. And almost ready. Article cards, no, index.js, and those three values, property names, will be changed. Yes, we have different backgrounds now: growth mindset, dev lifestyle, and tutorials. And 3 cats. We have 3 cats. I'm gonna have 1 dog. Dog, because as I said, I like dogs more. I'm gonna copy the link to this dog image. I'm gonna have 2 dogs. Okay, let's also click on that image. Obviously I'm gonna replace those images because they are not my images, and I shouldn't make use of them like I shouldn't use them in my own projects, but for the sake of example, it's all good. And we have 2 dog images, yes. So Rajesh has said, share your channel in my Telegram channel. Hope more people are going to visit your channel. Oh man, thanks Rajesh. Really. By the way, can you share your like social media credentials in this chat so people who are visiting can also see your other channels, like social channels? But man, I'm genuinely thankful. It's really nice to have people like see that your content is somewhat useful, because I didn't know it's going to be that hard, but you learn, and you grow and you learn. And also, if you have any ideas what kind of videos you would like to have in the future, then please write in the chat. This week I am going to be working on a new video that talks about the topic of generalism and specialism. So for example, in development you can specialize on one thing, or you can gain knowledge from different areas, and be kind of that full stack developer that knows all different parts, or just front end or back end. So we are going to talk about that, like which one is better, if there is one that is better, and what you should keep in mind. But hey guys, we got the cards done. In the for the next session, I am going to also grade the featured articles part, and yeah, that's it. It seems we are moving, and by the end of this week we should have the whole front end ready. So I may take some parts which I'm going to build myself, but they are all visible in GitHub. But for today, guys, I thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. Rajesh, it's really freaking awesome to have you in this channel, in the session. And let's see you guys tomorrow. Bye. This is awkward. I have to close the stream.